Woohoo! Are we ready to rock and roll, peeps? Conspiracy couch number 23, the dead internet theory, right? Like,
yay.
What is that? All right, let me go
That's
get.
a weird one.
Let me hit my
That's a
button
weird
here.
one.
It's a when do we not do weird, Foil? Weird is what
I
we're good
know,
at.
but this
We're
is
experts at
kind of
weird.
new.
This is new weird.
So,
this is new weird, right? This is not
right. How often do we get new and weird, right?
Right? That's great. What's going on, everybody? I see Par 5 in the house. Hello, Sookie. Morning Flower, Mike Montana, Dave MC, CK Whitehorse, Plant Patriot, Shiny Moon. Thank you, Stacks, for the shades, and thank you so much, Sookie, for the cookie, eating this cookie on the couch with my peeps. That's the best way to eat your cookie. What's going on, CB Joey 321, coming with the cookie. Good to see you, friend. Let's see, who else we got over here? Got to catch up. Frightening Me, Patricia Seridal, Delina, Nikki Schmidt, Kelly Bellar, good to see you guys. Phil Christophers, always good to see you. Gert Van Boxer, we'll just say Gert because, well, we know that the commander can't pronounce anything to save her life. Lucid Heart, good to see you. Nick of Time, your meme was amazing. Can I just say, lit.
Right? Lit.
Foyle sent me this cracking up. She was like, look at this meme. I was like, that's the greatest thing ever. Hey, Karen Hare, no client today, so I get to hang out. Awesome. Awesome. So good you get to hang out. Hey, Due Diligence. Good to see you. Man, it's great to be back. I feel like I've been gone forever.
Man.
I feel like I've been gone forever. What's going on? Rockfin, Twitch, DLive, FoxholePill.net, and YouTube. Yeah, I had a great weekend, man. It was
fantastic.
Yeah, I did some family stuffs and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
I had fun.
actual
Went
with real
swimming.
people, like
Yeah.
not crazy, possibly internet bots.
Right. They were real.
Right.
They were real people.
Real.
And
Amazing.
it was really cool to see so many of them know what's going on. Like it was really
funny how that works,
heartwarming.
right?
Really heartwarming. It runs
went-
in the family, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I went to a family function a while ago, and my family was definitely hip. I was like, ooh, now we can talk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they get. I was feeling it out too. Some of them I hadn't seen in like 15 years. I was completely feeling it out, man. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
what do they
you
know?
have to.
How much of a red
Right.
pill do I drop, right? But I'm getting to this point, like with everybody, where I'm just like, well, here it is, you know. And if you're gonna think I'm weird, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I got to stand in my weirdness every day.
Yeah, own it.
What's going on? Better lately? Up 3. Neo Hippie, Deplorable Laura. Good to see you guys. Yeah, man. Hi, Tiffany. You can only join for a minute.
Lots of the fam here today. Phil Christopher says, 19, here comes the sun. Are we going to have some fun today? Indeed, sir.
Oh,
Indeed. Thank you, Karen Allen, for the cookie.
Did you get Phil Christopher super chat he put? I could have swore you just put one
That's
in,
what
right?
I just did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yes, ma'am. Thank you. How are you, Miss
Got it.
Foyle? Did you have an enchanting weekend or what?
Oh,
yes.
yeah. It was I had a good day yesterday. Yesterday was
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Got chatted up with Space Shot for quite a while. That was fun.
That's right. Good show, by the way. Very good. Your interviews are like next level, dude. For real. Like, I'm not just saying that because you're my co-host and you know what I mean? You're, but really though, your interviews are the shiz. Like, for real.
Thanks.
Yeah, you crushed it, dude. You always do with your interviews, man. Why won't my chair move?
Oh, boy.
I'm getting back in the vibe again, guys. I'm Doug today, doing Doug things. So
doing the Doug thing.
I'm Doug doing Doug things.
So the internet is literally dead today. Facebook down, WhatsApp down, Instagram down. I had to disconnect everything right before the show because my internet just kept going down. Like,
it's a sign,
stuff, man.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
Wild stuff for sure.
Yeah, it's a sign. So should we jump into what is, for all those peeps out there that have no idea
what the hell we're talking about?
What dead internet theory is? It's weird how this is like, it's so funny because we decided to do this and it seems like I've been seeing posts and people talking about this left and right. Like,
it's gaining traction.
It's getting like in the consciousness or something, dude. It's like
it is. Well, think about it. I mean, and not just you, Alara, but people in the chat. Like, do you feel like something is wrong with the internet? Like, is this, for those of us that are a little bit older, I mean, does this internet today feel like the same internet that it was, 10 or 15 years ago? Like, do you find yourself finding new places and things, or are you just kind of always gravitating to the same, aside from the super awesome, excellent foxhole, do you find yourself gravitating to the same things over and over? Facebook, YouTube, using Google for searches, whatever. Like, do you think the people that you're talking to are real? Right? These are important questions. I think we should go ahead and
hit the video.
Jump into the video and kind of give them kind of an overview, and then we'll catch back with you and see what you think.
Okay. Let's roll. I had to double check my what did we call the button? The button that I hit?
What?
Anyway, I had to double check it. I'm trying to tone the OCD down, but I'm doing better. Had a relaxing weekend.
Hey,
yeah.
It's a progress work.
I'm a work in progress every day of my life. Absolutely. Okay, here we go, guys. I'll stop talking to myself publicly and we'll roll the video.
Does the internet feel wrong to you? Maybe a little empty inside? Almost like a void? If so, let me tell you about the dead internet theory. Anon. An Anon on 4chan posted on the X Paranormal board noticing a growing problem on the internet. He had been around since the beginning, having seen the advent of the internet to the modern day. Anon claimed that the internet had become a dead shell of itself. Anon fully admits what he's about to say is clearly in the deep end of the internet. Firmly rooted in conspiracy, fringe territory, but claimed that his observations were coming from a place of love and fellowship, wishing only to inform you, or at the very worst, entertain you. The hollowing. Anon starts by remembering all the good times he once had with people on forums, then telling us how they have all faded into memory. No matter who they were, all of them went away without a word in time. Anon would then explain, from 2007 back, the internet used to be a place full of life and character. He claims the internet felt lived in, for lack of better words. But after 2007, he noticed a change in the internet. To quote Anon, the internet of today is entirely sterile. It has become nothing more but normalized, streamlined content, gone are the times of personalized sites. Anon explains that all the content these days seems little more than remixes of past events. The same pictures, the same stories, events. Nothing seems to be new under the sun these days. The internet looks to be deep, a vast ocean with no bottom. But once one steps into it, you find little more than an endless puddle, full of garbage content. To find anything of deeper meaning or interest, you must look long and hard, and even then, nowadays, this content is hidden from you. A visitor. Anon recounts an odd event that happened on 4chan. In 2016 or early 2017, 4chan was filled with posts from somebody or something. It asked questions in real time, across multiple boards and threads simultaneously. All posts were attempts to try and understand people and their feelings. The poster didn't understand human emotions. This event lasted only for a short week before it was gone. Anon thought this poster was an AI. The poster was too fast to be a human, and too coherent and knowledgeable to be a simple chatbot. The evolution of memes. Anon noted the evolution of memes from the days of Raptor Jesus, who went extinct for our sins, to the foul bachelor frog Pepe, and finally to the frog god Kek. Anon postulates that something has been on 4chan for a long time, growing from the beginning. Fake people. Anon describes how, unless you saw an event happen, it could have been entirely fabricated, noting the existence of authentic and scary technologies like deepfakes. Timeline. Anon gives a timeline for what he thinks led up to the modern day, going from 2004 to 2018. 2004, DARPA's LifeLog project was cancelled. Facebook came into being soon after. 2004 to 2012, the NSA picked up DARPA's project under the Total Information Awareness Project. 2012, Smith-Mudden Modernization Act, giving the U.S. government full legal authority to use propaganda against its own populace. Undoing rules put into place after Operation Mockingbird's discovery in the Church Committee. 2012 to 2016. Shit tons of DARPA and NSA contracts were given out to Facebook, Google, Amazon, etc. 2016. Leaked memos dating back from 2016, found in 2018, of Google's Shellfish Ledger project. 2016. Google released a bunch of neuro-linguistic machine learning programs in 2016. 2017. Deepfakes become more prevalent. 2018 confirmed that for decades now, Reddit, YouTube, etc., vote and view counters are completely faked and manipulated. The fear of opinions. People have become fearful of their own thoughts, too scared to post new or radical ideas, or express themselves, instead deferring to copy the views of others. This fear, Anon postulates, is what the government/AI/corporations use to control humanity, by manipulating a perceived opinion of the majority, establishing trends, ideas, and controlling the orthodoxies through the use of bots that utilize various technologies to present themselves as real people. Anon claims this method is so powerful because, since they are not real humans, you can't sway their opinion, and their voices outnumber you. They are essentially hijacking a democratized system of content creation and consumption, and placing it into the hands of a few, using it for their own means. Why? It seems like an awful lot of trouble for corporations and governments just to control us. Or is it? No, it's not. Or at least not for the CIA. Let me tell you about In-Q-Tel. In their own words. Quote, In-Q-Tel leads from the center of this matrix, connecting cutting-edge technologies, strategic improvements.
Yeah, what Laura QAnon just said, global mind control, insane. Yeah, this is a deep one, guys. I'll let this play out, though. We lost Foil, but I'm sure she'll be back in a minute.
And purpose, to enhance and advance national security for the U.S. In-Q-Tel is owned and run by the CIA. In-Q-Tel invested in a startup called Narrative Science, which made an AI that could write convincing news articles all on its own. This means the CIA owns an AI that can make compelling content for users on the internet. More anomalies include the fact the company In-Q-Tel is actually named after Q from the James Bond films. This revelation led Anon to wonder if an AI is running around 4chan by the name of Q. For those who don't know, this is actually in reference to Q, a famous character known on 4chan. But if there's any doubt in your mind, the CIA is not the only one to possess AI technology capable of content creation. Introducing you to OpenAI, a startup by Elon Musk. Though this has been a fun theory, at times it is kinda out there. But, indeed, the poster succeeded in entertaining me at the very least. This has been Scientech, and if you enjoyed the content, please remember to mock me in the...
Alright, so... yeah, this is nutty. This is super nutty, this theory. But really, if you think about it, Foil will be back and just, I don't know, this has been happening all day where she gets cut off. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, I have noticed that with the internet, oh, there she is. See, she's a bot. She got kicked out. Foil's not real. We should hashtag that. Foil's not real. Yep. Welcome back, friend. Yeah, I saw you. You went just completely still drinking your Diet Coke like this. I was like, yep, she's on her way out. And she'll be back. Are you muted? Mute gate. Yep. Mute.
The whole shit just shut down.
Hey, it wouldn't be a conspiracy couch without it, right?
Literally on the Dead Internet Theory show, of course. Like,
right.
What?
So this is what I was saying right before you left. So it's getting super...
Did you play the whole video?
Yeah, I played the whole video.
Everything.
Yeah, they heard the whole video. So it's super creepy, guys. Like, I even have noticed, like, I don't know. Wait till we show them the Google test. Like, that's super weird, right? Like, it does seem like a wasteland. Like, there's a lot of valid points. There's several videos out there that people have done on this topic that are pretty good, but it does kind of seem like a wasteland. And it does, like, what if it's like Laura was saying? What if this is just, the internet is turned into nothing more than just global mind control, and that you're not really interacting with people most of the time? You know what I mean? Like, that's a rabbit hole right there.
Do you even know? Like, because
do you know
let me
who you're
tell
talking
you something.
to? Do you know where these articles are even coming from? Do you know the videos you see, where they're even coming from? If they're even real?
Right. I mean, how has our societal division been bred so quickly? Because messages are being amplified on every side, right? Messages are being amplified on every side. And I can't say too much because of my contract, but one of the companies that I work for, what did I tell you about the robots that I work for, right? And the work that I do with the bots, like you would not know that you're not talking to a human.
Right.
You would not know.
CK Whitehorse coming with the cookies. Such an interesting topic. Yeah, very interesting topic. It's like a brand new rabbit hole. It's great. We love brand new rabbit holes around here.
Yeah,
Texas Q
for sure.
Patriot with the shades. Thank you, Texas Q Patriot. Laura Cunon says, who needs face suck anyway? I agree. Facebook is a wasteland, people. Like, I go on there from time to time, but it is like, and it's funny, I saw somebody on their post the other day, where is everybody? What's going on? It's like they all left, and some people are going, oh, they all went to Telegram. They all did this, they all did that. I'm thinking, dude, it's been a wasteland. You know what I mean? Facebook is just, they shadow ban all your posts if you're a truther. Like, nobody sees them. It's just a complete scam, dude. All right, let me see what other gold pills I missed real quick. Karen Allen with the cookie. Hi, friends. Looks like that's the last one that I missed over there. Yeah, so, man, I think I missed something here, too.
The crazy thing is, the number of bots are much greater than you think. And you know, some of them are like necessary bots, you know, that are needed to control.
Oh, you got that. It's Phil Christophers. You got that one already. All right.
Yeah,
so
that are needed to control internet traffic or you know, update your statuses or update your feeds on different platforms or whatever. But the human impersonating bots and the traffic driving bots, the ones that choose what search results pop up and such, these can be misapplied to slowly tune your perception of reality, right?
Right.
And I mean, they're programmed that way, you know, like, and the example's been given how many times, like YouTube, right? You click on and we love to talk about flat earth. So you click on a flat earth video and the next thing you know, you see 50 more flat earth videos because the algorithm has determined that's what you want to see.
Right.
Depending on how quickly you clicked on it when you saw it, depending on how much time you spent watching it.
Well, we've talked about that though. It's even beyond that. It's reading our thoughts.
I tend to agree. If not directly reading your thoughts, even though they have the tech for it, and we've covered that, preemptively predicting your behavior based on the totality of the data they've collected on you since the beginning of your internet usage.
I think Twitter is its own entity too. Like, I think it's its own AI consciousness being. Twitter is. It makes its own decisions. Have we not?
What were we? I don't know if it was the show that we did together when we were doing the AI dig, or if it was the one where I pulled up the Dennis Bushnell stuff from NASA. But if you remember, he said the discussion was about emergent consciousness, and that once you give something enough information and it's got enough inputs, it starts to develop its own consciousness. And Dennis Bushnell from NASA said there's a strong argument to be made for the idea that the internet itself is alive. So that video we just watched, the guy was talking about how there would be, like, you know, these overlord influencers determining what it was we got to see. But here's an even creepier thought. What if it's just the AI in general that it's not even, what if the amount of human input to direct the trends and the feeds is really negligible, and the internet itself is deciding without human input what it is that we get to see and we get exposed to?
That's a rabbit hole there. That's a deep one there. Thirst for knowledge with the cookie. I'm ecstatic that Facebook is down. Would be glorious if it never came back. I couldn't agree more.
I mean, I use Messenger to call people and stuff, but I don't use the platform. I have to have it open.
It just gives me the creeps
for a specific reason, but
know how else to explain it. But it just creeps me out. Like, there's something about it that it just creeps me out. Foyle knows, she could tell you, like, the few times that she can't reach me under the way, she's called me on Facebook. I'm like, why are you calling me on Facebook? I don't want to talk on Facebook. Like I get, yeah.
Well, I mean, we know that even your messenger and your calls are all being monitored. But you know what's even weirder, like Instagram, that's like a visual based platform, right? I mean, look at how it's directed self-image in our society. Look at what it's doing to these kids. Look at, I mean, like, there were just studies that were released. I mean, weren't they were just last week talking about in Congress, they were discussing how Facebook and Instagram have significantly impacted, especially younger minds. Suicide rates up, level of discontent is up. They think there's this, even dating apps like Tim Pool, regardless of what you think about him, I watch him, I like him, was talking about the effect that dating apps have had on male and female interactions. Like the notion of swiping. Like, men have this idea of what a woman is supposed to look like, and then women have this idea of what kind of status and if you and financial, and if you don't meet these criteria, you don't even get a second thought. Like, whereas if you were meeting people in person, it would be a whole different scenario.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's weird. Our
weird.
entire lives are being curated by
our lives are on the internet. We don't have physical.
Exactly.
That's why we got to start getting them back. Physical interactions with real human friends in the outside world. It's very important.
I think so too.
I for sure feel called to do this at this point. Like, I see the importance of it, right?
It's crazy.
All right, where do you want to go next with the dead internet theory, Foil?
Well, when everything just shut down, it closed all my stuff. What did
The
I
bots? Should we go the bots video?
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
Then
Play the bots video,
okay,
and then we'll do the articles.
Okay. Let's roll.
Visiting a business in Arlington today to find out who's human on the internet and who's not.
And you can use these type of tools to protect yourself when you're skeptical.
This is Rami Assad. He founded the company Distill Networks 8 years ago. Distill is the world's leading company in bot detection and mitigation. They find the bots and they squash the bots.
Bill, Rami Assad, pleasure to meet you. Across the web, what's really important to understand is bots are really, really prevalent. In fact, what people don't understand is half of website traffic online right now is made up of bots.
So what exactly are bots trying to do? Well, everything. Buying tickets to that concert that just opened up, snapping up the hottest shoes online right after they go on sale, leaving phony restaurant reviews, influencing online polls.
I don't know anywhere that they're not.
And let's be clear, not all bots are bad. Bots send automatic replies when you're out of the office. They help you filter out spam messages. They can find you the best deal on something you're trying to buy. But yeah, a lot of them are trying to trick you, like fake Twitter followers that Rami can help us spot.
And within SparkToro, you can go in and put in an individual person and click on follower audit, and you can put in your own user and it'll tell you, or you can put in the username of somebody else and it'll tell you if that individual person is fake or not, and it'll tell you how many fake people there exist. There's similar tools for Facebook. There are similar tools for emails that tell you if this is a legitimate email or not. And you can use these type of tools to protect yourself when you're skeptical.
The bots aren't going anywhere. Distill has tracked down almost 8.5 billion of them in just the last 30 days.
It's a never-ending fight.
This is whack-a-mole.
Constant arms race. It's a constant arms race.
So how do you know if you're talking to a bot or a real person, like on social media? Mashable says, just look at their profile. Do their posts read strangely? Do they have an abstract profile picture? Are they constantly endorsing polarizing political topics? And did they get a lot of followers very quickly? Those are all signs it might be a bot.
I don't know if anybody else has picked up on this, right? But like with Facebook specifically, like the majority of the friend requests I get,
You've definitely already heard of social bots.
I don't trust them. Like I'm like,
Right.
yeah, like I'm like, and I'm real weird about it. Like I won't, cause I don't want a bunch of, machines running around my whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
so I get weird. Like we have to have like a whole lot of mutual friends. I have to kind of like know who you are at least. Like I just can't. I think the vast majority of them are all fake profiles, fake people, bots, whatever.
Well, here's the thing. Like that news article, that video we just watched is a little bit older. I'm telling you now, you really can't even tell by the profile. Like think about. I don't know if you guys have seen the AI generated people that they use for these for account creation, like the images that are generated that look like real people now that they use to post pictures and stuff as if it's them, but it's all AI generated. Or like, I know the first video mentioned like deep fakes. I mean, how far does that rabbit hole really go? It's crazy. If you pull up the Aurora Road, let's show you guys where this allegedly originated. The Aurora Road. This is the original.
Why do I not?
Post that everybody is referring to, that they see as the beginning of the dead internet theory, and it may or may not be.
All right, I have it up on the screen right now. Foil, go ahead.
Okay, so when the first video, they were talking about anons, right? They were talking about a guy that goes by the name Illuminati.
What are those?
Right? Right, I have no idea. Right.
Hold on. Our Cloaked Unseen with the Cookie. Facebook sending messages from my account to others saying I was requesting that they play a game, A Thug Life. Oh Lord, see what I mean? Like these games.
That was my game for a minute.
It's just really, it's just getting a little bit. It's getting a little wild. People, like, you don't even know who you're talking to anymore. We all live on the internet, and really, you don't even know who you're talking to. Jonas Ark with the cookie. You two are the best. Thank you, Jonas Ark. Good to see you. Yeah. So go ahead, Foil.
So this post. This was posted a while ago, right? And the guy starts out and he's talking about how he's been around for a long time. He started on 4chan in 2006. You know, he watched the rise and fall of the Paul board, like all of it, right? And but if you scroll down a little bit, he starts to kind of break down why he feels like the internet is essentially dead. He says it feels empty and devoid of people, devoid of content, compared to the internet of like 2007, for instance. The internet feels really sterile today. Like everything feels generic. Okay. There's nothing new. There's nowhere to go, nothing to see. He said that he used to be in perpetual contact with a bunch of people across multiple sites that he talked to all the time. And slowly, solid contacts. I mean, slowly, these people just started disappearing. There was no goodbye, no explanation, no nothing, right? And as a matter of fact, I can think of a few coming up to the election that used to talk to me constantly on Twitter that I felt funny about, especially doing the work that I do, that it just didn't seem right to me, but they would talk to me all the time and I would respond or whatever. But that just suddenly disappeared, and not even necessarily with the purge. But I mean, even after the purge, a lot of us were still there or came back, made new accounts. Like some of these people just literally disappeared. And he says he used to be in contact with a lot of people. They disappeared. He says, I've seen the same threads, the same pics, the same replies posted over and over across the years, right? A thread that was posted in 2015 would resurrect in 2016. It would come back in 2018. And it would be the same thing, the same arguments, the same replies over and over and over again to just kind of bring it back into mass consciousness. And he says he saw the same thing on other non-image board sites. And then he does something interesting. He starts to break down the memes, right? Like if everybody remembers Raptor Jesus, the Raptor Jesus meme.
I don't remember Raptor Jesus, but we all know that Alara is a little out of the loop.
Okay. Well, allegedly it was the first reptilian messiah, and then we saw the evolution of Pepe, and then Lord Keck. Like he goes to trace the evolution of these memes and the way that the same mimetic ideas were translated and kind of slightly updated into different things, right? And then algorithm fiction, right?
Part 5 says, donated a cookie and said it would be cool if the bots gifted gold pills.
Man, right? Anytime, guys. Right? Anytime, bots.
Yeah, then you can come in. Sean and on with the cookie, working and lurking front and center with the badass broad squad. Love you, ladies. Love you too, Sean. Yeah, so I miss dial-up AOL too, be the light, like for sure.
Right, when there were those like chat rooms that you could talk, like before they really...
And those are real people you were talking to. But do we even know
mostly
that with AOL?
Mostly, because it's interesting, because as it was mentioned, DARPA started working on human similar AI bots in the 60s, right? And if you scroll down in this post, you can see that there's a timeline presented here. And I think they covered it in the video a little bit. Where he's got 2004, DARPA's LifeLog project was canceled. Facebook came into being right after that. 2004 to 2012, the NSA picked up DARPA's project under the Total Informational Awareness Project, because that doesn't sound creepy as shit at all.
Not at all.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, the 2012, the Smith Modernization Act, right? Gives the government full legal authority to use propaganda against its own populace. And then he starts talking about Mockingbird. Like, do you think Mockingbird media just only means the people we see on TV? No. Imagine the development of the Mockingbird project into the internet of today, right? It's a huge thing, you know. I mean, they're talking about.
This is a really scary thought process right here. What the internet could actually be, type of thing. Thank you, Kaboomer.
We're getting close to Halloween. It's about that time, so.
Thank you, Kaboomer, for the can. Miracle Girly Cookie, my friends are blown away that Facebook is down. Imagine what will happen when it all goes down. We will be free.
Right?
Alara will be dancing
after
in the
initial freak out by a lot of people, like, right?
Who wants to play football? Yeah, I'll be all excited.
You know, but like, here's something else important. 2016, Google released a bunch of neuro-linguistic machine learning programs in 2016. We've talked about the Godbot on Twitter.
Oh, that thing is so creepy, guys.
Right?
I don't know I don't know what episode it was that we went into that. This thing thinks it's a deity. It studies Bible scriptures and it tries to make its own, and it's so creepy and evil. Terrifying.
Horrid. I mean, and these are running on open source AIs, GPT-3, right? People like Elon Musk, right? My favorite evil overlord. You feed what you want into the bots, and they can construe it however they want and spit it back out as new content, right? So it's crazy. It's crazy to think about, truly.
But it's really kind of like, even like I'll notice with the fake people that it sends over sometimes, you could tell it's trying to, it thinks I'll accept this person because of this particular thing or that particular, but it's almost semi-retarded the way that it thinks. Like, really, bro, I'm not that stupid.
Sometimes.
But nice try. You know what I mean?
Sometimes. I'm telling you, the bots that I've had to work with, you would not know. You would not, and some of them are freaking crazy, right?
So y'all got to tune in our intuition. That's why. Deborah R. with the cookie. Waiting on the vet with my dogs. Love you both. Thank you, Deborah.
Much love.
Yeah, dude. This is crazy. Okay, so. Yeah. Fake people. Mind control. Propaganda. The whole internet.
Right.
You know.
Where
are we going next? I'm sorry. My mind is just going like.
It's all right.
Like, but we got so much more to go into here. Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. We got so much more to go into.
Yeah, and don't worry, we're going to take your calls and see what you guys think.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to have a
here
conversation.
In a minute, right?
And we may or may not have a friend be calling in to try to bring some input to the table about this topic. So,
right?
We'll see.
Good luck.
Hopefully he does. All right, so
pull up that focus the focus article. Yeah, what is that internet theory? What does I hate texting have to do with it?
You got it. Yes, be the light. There are deities on Twitter, AIs that think they're a deity.
Oh yeah, scripture bots.
No,
right? It's
no joke.
I forget what it's called. The scripture bot.
It's the
I followed
stuff
it.
ever.
Right?
It is
weird.
Okay, the article's up on the screen.
Okay, so we kind of went through where the theory originated, but if you scroll down a little bit to what, and this is just a good example. Scroll down to where it says what has I hate texting got to do with dead internet theory, right? And it says Caitlin Tiffany.
Wait. What has? Okay, I got it.
Right. So Caitlin Tiffany noticed a pattern among Twitter accounts posting tweets starting with the phrase "I hate texting." Right, slight changes to the verb choice and girlish username and color scheme, and again, this you know, there are times when you can't tell by the profiles, but slight changes to the verb choice and girlish username and color scheme, but the idea is the same. You know, like, I'm a person with a crush in the age of smartphones, and isn't that relatable? Like, they're just trying to get relatable sounding content to get people to, you know, click and follow. And if it gives some examples. I hate texting, just come live with me. I hate texting first, but if I did, you're lucky. I've realized I hate texting, see me in person. I hate texting, but do not call me, leave me alone, actually. Right? And there are hundreds and hundreds of examples of this. And it's in the second week of August, and this is a newer article that this month, one user collected examples of I hate texting tweets, and suggested they were evidence of dead internet theory. Right? It's just weird. Like I said, you'll see the same thing over and over and over again, the same content, the same themes. They get resurrected, and it just is really weird, right? But this isn't all that dead internet theory encompasses. There's also another component to this that's being referred to as link rot, right? Where did all the content go, right? And Alara, if you want to pull up,
Which one?
we'll do a little live experiment.
Oh, so this is now we're going to go down the Google rabbit hole. Let's do time.
Let's do a little live experiment with the people. And this is something that you guys can do at home and see for yourself. And it's freaking weird, right? I saw this on another video. And so we decided we were going to replicate it live so you guys could see what would happen.
Here we go.
All right. Let me know when it's showing on the screen.
Okay. It's on the screen right now.
Okay. All right. So type in the word, and we're trying to do something that'll get a lot of results. Type in the word Indonesia.
All right. We're up with Indonesia. So now.
Oh, you did it. Okay.
Yeah.
How many results does it tell you, and how long does it tell you it took you to get those results?
I've got 19. What is this? Billion or million? 19.
Yeah, I can't see it yet.
I got 19.340 billion.
All right. Let me wait till it pops up on my screen so I can follow along with you. So 19 billion results.
Yeah.
Right. In a fractional amount of time, right? 19 billion results on Indonesia, right? Seems legit. All right. Now, what happens if you leave the first few pages of Google results? Alara, scroll down and click on, I think it shows 10 pages at a time. Click on page 10. Let's see what we got. And matter of fact, I'm going to do this with you so I can.
Okay, I just clicked on page 10.
Okay, still about the same, right? Do it again. Click on, what is it that comes up next? 14, right? Or whatever the last, yeah, page 14. Like on page 14, I'm showing 3,510,000,000.
I got 19.340 still.
Okay. All right.
So
keep it moving.
Down.
Let's go to 18. Should be about the same. But what happens when you get to page 22?
Okay, 18. All right. Now I'm still at 19.340, so I'm going to keep going.
Do it one more time, right? And now remember, her internet and my internet are going to be different, right?
All right, I'm gonna go.
You might.
Now I'm on 20. Oh, now I'm down to 200 results.
Okay, somebody explain this to me, right? Page 22, we had 19 billion results, and suddenly on page 22, what do they show? 20 results a page, whatever, 15 results. Somehow we're at
200.
I'm showing 217 results. Okay, all right. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see, because it gives us a little notification here. It says, oh, in order to show you the most relevant results, so thank you for deciding what's relevant for me, Google, we've omitted some entries very similar to the 217 already displayed. If you like, you can repeat the search with the omitted results. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right. And you know what to do.
Omitted results. So now I've got 21.880. Okay.
So now you got more than you started with in the first place.
Right.
Okay. So let's run this through. Keep it going. You're going to have to do this, it should be a few more times, right? Than what we originally did. I mean, we've got more results. So let's see what happens here.
Okay, I'm clicking on 10.
All right. Just keep it moving, because
I've got 21.880.
All right.
Okay.
I see Medic Mo following along. Dave MC following along.
I'm clicking on 14.
All right, just
Okay.
keep it going because we're gonna have to
Okay.
go a little
I'm
farther
at
out. now.
21.880. Okay.
All right, because this is the omitted results now, right? We should have a shit ton more. So we're gonna have to go a little bit further.
Oh. Okay, I'm clicking on 18.
I made it to page 48.
21.880. This takes a minute.
Yeah, I made it to page 48 and things got a little weird. So anybody following along, just keep clicking it out and see what happens.
22. We're
Right,
still
while
at
you're doing, let me-
21.880.
Right, keep it going, because this is with all the omitted results, right? We should be able to make it to page 1 billion, right? They're showing 15 results a page. I mean, for God's sakes, it should go to all the way out to page 1 billion with that, right? I see Carlos the Bee following
28.
along.
28. We're at 21.880 still.
Keep going. Like I said, I just made it to page 48, and it got a little weird.
30. 21.880 still.
Keep it moving, right? Keep moving right along.
I can only move so fast.
I know, it's all right.
Trying, friend.
Gear says
Okay,
he's at page 42.
34.
Social.
I'm at 34. All right, still 21.880. Gonna scroll down.
I see 8 virtues got there. I'm on page 48 and it got weird. 8 virtues got to page 49 and it got weird. So you're gonna have to probably go out to 48, 49.
38, I think.
Keep it going.
21.88.
Cat Spotter got to page 49, and it got weird.
$42. All right, I'm still at 21.880.
Should be about there. You getting it there?
Slow going, dude. All right.
Thanks, be the light for the can.
46. 46. 21.880 still. At 46.
Thank you for the can, be the light. A can of White Claw for Tom, the OG bot friend of MySpace. That's right. All right. All right. Give us an update. Where are you at?
48, I guess.
Are you on page 48? Graham Sutherland, thank you. Hey there,
Oh,
funky,
it got
crazy
weird.
chick dudes.
Okay.
Did it get, see?
It got weird.
Graham Sutherland says, hey there, funky, crazy chick dudes from a Scottish friend. Lang may your lum reek. Love you, ladies. Good humored, even better information and friendly candor. We love you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you were on page what? And it got weird?
So page 48, it turned into 479 results.
Okay, where did all the information go? And so I saw Cloaked asking what was the topic. We searched Indonesia, right? But let me tell you something even stranger. This happens with every topic I tried. Pizza, China, the Gambia, whatever, loyal, anything you the same thing will happen.
Turn red. It goes from having billions of results down to a few hundred.
A couple of hundred
when you
within a certain number of pages, even when you include their omitted results, right? Which is weird. Which is really weird.
Kiz with the cookie. Hello, Alara and Foil. Good to see you, Kiz. Thirst for knowledge cookie. I got to page 49 and it stopped. Doesn't even say display omitted results.
Well, that's weird. And here's another thing. The internet you get on your phone is different than the internet you're going to get on your computer, but the same thing happens because of the formatting, I assume. But I mean, they are selectively choosing what you're able to look at. If you've got 18 billion results, it should be 1 billion pages before we run out of stuff to look at. Why are we
down to 479 results in what,
on
49 pages? Because they know we're never going to go past a certain amount of pages. Are we being completely scammed? I mean, it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder.
It's weird.
Do you want to go into the Internet is Rotting article? after this?
Pull
The
that up
Atlantic?
real quick,
Okay.
yeah, and then we'll take some calls, because now this could be, and something the Atlantic, and granted, I know, guys, it's the Atlantic, but still, right? They talk about something called link rot, right? And I mean, think about it. If we're talking about everything, this is supposed to be the entirety of human knowledge, right? That's supposed to be accessible to everybody. But pages get moved, accounts get closed, people disappear, sites shut down. What happens? All those links, right? What happens when you click a dead link? There's nothing there, right? So how many dead links do you think comprise the internet? Probably a shit ton. And they kind of frame it like this, like when the internet was built, right? And remind you, this started with ARPA that turned into DARPA. Like, this was some sort of military shit all along. Okay. But the internet framers, they didn't really have the money to roll out. Like, we didn't start with a uniform centralized network. Basically what they did was they made a glue that will allow whatever's on my computer to connect to whatever's on your computer, to connect to whatever's on whatever site, right? There's a protocol. There are protocols that they set up, and it hasn't really changed much, except they meet once in a while. The group of internet overlords meet to decide what the protocols for connecting one thing to another thing should be, right? But in the midst of all this, information is just disappearing, right? Now, are we to assume that this is all link rot? Like, I mean, are 18 billion results rotted links? Probably not. Well, where's the information? Where's the information gone?
You know what, too? It's a little off topic, but what I heard what you and Space Shot were talking about the stuff that we were talking about, that article about those links, those IP addresses after the election.
Yes. Remember that I sent you.
Dude,
I sent you, and I said I feel like something is here. Remember,
there.
I was like, put this aside. We've got to look into this. Yes.
I haven't had time to go on.
Well, Trump had sequestered a huge block of IP addresses that had apparently never been used. They were just clean IP addresses. I mean, there were billions of them that were sequestered off and transferred to a location. I could be wrong. I want to say in Louisiana somewhere, but then the Biden administration transferred them all back to the DOD.
Weird. It's the timing on it too that makes it like, this is something. I don't know quite what, right, but it's something.
It's definitely something. Right.
And all this talk of the internet going down, and what's that backup thing called that they got going on that they just rushed and passed?
Oh, damn, that's terrible.
My memory sucks.
My brain is glitching today too. Yeah. Well, I mean they had introduced it to send the balloons up, right? Balloons. They didn't they didn't trust what was going on with Starlink. They wanted to be able to give us backup instant access if they needed to. It needed to be done within a couple of months, like that this was something that the US government needed to jump on and hurry up and get in place in the event.
Diary of a Starseed just said Google down. You don't mean right now, Diary of a Starseed. Google isn't down right now, is it?
Oh, if Google goes down, all of this is shutting down. It must not be. We're still here.
It's about to get really weird on this planet, right?
Everything is really weird.
It's about to get, we think it's weird right now. I think it's about to get really weird, like levels of weird beyond weird that...
Well, every time we think it can't get any weirder,
it does.
It gets progressively weirder.
And pretty rapid, too. Pretty rapidly.
With a quickness. Mm-hmm. Starfall. Thank you, Kiz. Yes. Operation Starfall.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I was just talking about that on Conspiracy Theory
to find out our internet has become nothing more than a propaganda machine and a mind control. It really it wouldn't shock me whatsoever.
Is it I'm still stuck on, is it being directed by humans? Or has the AI
taken over?
Has there been emergent consciousness and this thing has just taken over completely? And people that think they're running something aren't even running something anymore.
If like we just discussed, if I think Twitter is its own consciousness, well then logic only follows that the whole internet would have to be its own consciousness.
You would think. Oh, Samwise, thank you for the 4444 gold pills. Much love to you.
I think we missed a couple.
Thank you for that.
A couple here back on Samwise. Let me see. I think we missed a couple people. I wish I knew how to pull it all up at the end, but it always seems to be a challenge for me to do
You
that.
got
Oh,
Kiz
no,
with the
that's it.
cookie,
Yeah, I got
hello,
that.
Lauren, and thirst for knowledge with the
I got
cookie,
that.
page 40. Yeah, okay, we're caught up then.
Yeah,
But I mean, so this whole topic
and
is something.
what like the Black Knight and others like it, what are they beaming at us? Like you know, for a long time I really believe they're beaming negative thoughts at people that have a certain vibration. They're offering them thought suggestions that they can either accept or reject, and then go down a really negative, fearful mindset, right? Like, I've thought this for a while. I have absolutely no evidence for what I'm saying right now. Zero.
Rampant speculation.
Except
That's
that
what we do here,
that
right?
I feel like they're doing this. And
well, I told you. I mean, that I personally, in my opinion, the Black Knight was sending reports to somewhere on the development of Earth, and as it started, because I mean, it's
not our satellite, and
no, it's speculated. The thing is maybe like 30,000 years old, and now it's sputtering out and dying, and just pushing information down. Maybe like Tesla, possibly Nikola Tesla, to whoever can receive it, right? I don't know.
This planet's wild, guys. It's wild.
Way
and
more than we thought was going on.
I can remember a time when I took everything at face value too. You know what I mean? Like I really thought like this whole experience here is wild. It's like a big, you know, it's wild. It's real wild.
Right.
That's all I could say. It's real. And the next level of wild won't surprise me. If it's the whole internet being fake, or zombies start running out the gates chasing it, like I'll be like, oh, here we go.
Like, yeah,
this is the next level, guys. Here we go.
Like that's what
Get
we
ready.
thought, right?
Yeah, level up. Here we go. Right? No more internet, guys. Sorry, you made that your whole life, and now it's gone.
Right.
What are you gonna do now? Right? Wouldn't shock me.
So I mean, so the whole dead internet is not just fake humans and fake content, but where did all the information go? Right? I mean, we've personally watched people get zapped from the internet, especially over the past, 2 years. It's gotten really bad, and the censorship and the removal of trends. Like F Joe Biden is trending on Twitter, suddenly it's gone, and they replace it with what? F Donald Trump, right? Trend just gone, just magically disappears. Like, come on,
They
man.
think they can manipulate our view of reality through their games like this, but too many of us are waking up and starting to, it's not going to work out, but they think they can control our thought patterns, behaviors, what we perceive as reality, period. Like,
well, I mean, okay, what if there are two competing interests? This is why we've had the division bred. Like, I mean, to what extent even are we being fed information that we buy into, that we don't recognize as bad information? Same with people that we consider to be on the other side of the aisle. Like, there could be competing interests, obviously, amping us all up to try and get one mega tsunami of, fuckery. Like, I don't know. It's wild. Like, the whole situation is, yeah, let's go, Brandon. Exactly. That's right, Be the Light. Like,
it's just getting wild.
It's
I
mass
have no other
manipulation.
words
That
today.
is for sure.
The manipulation is on a scale that, and I'm really ultra aware of it too, because you guys know, I rock with the smartphone, right? And I mean a flip phone, right? The flip phone,
right?
But because I don't use it, the smartphone, right? Like, I cheat once in a while and I'll get on Wi-Fi with my old smartphone, but I can only do certain things for a limited amount of time. Anyway, oh no, look who it is.
Is he here?
Yeah. Yay. Cool.
Right.
Hi, White Hat. How are you?
Hi, fam.
What's up? Can you hear me?
You decided to join the
yes.
party. Give us some of your input. Thank you.
Yeah, I have just a minute or two.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Hit us.
I've loved it so far. I have it playing in the background when I'm out here doing my thing.
Fantastic.
The Govies, man.
Yeah. The Govies?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So what do you think, White Hat? What do you think about dead internet theory?
Hell's what's really going on.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with a lot of what you're saying. I mean, I do have like thoughts on different things that you're talking about. I think it's pretty obvious that you do have the human element that's created algorithms that then, make decisions for them so they don't have to. Can they go in and change algorithms or change trending topics at the push of a button? Sure. Facebook actually started it back in the day. They were one of the first ones to try the psychological tests on users to see if they could take a group of people and make them feel a certain way based on the information they were sending them. And I actually remember when they did it, and a lot of people don't remember this or they never saw it, but Facebook actually came out and said that, I don't know if it was an apology or if it was something like, please excuse us while we do these, these tests and these experiments and all of that. One thing you have to think about, though, that I don't agree with the notion that the internet is dead necessarily. The first thing that I think about when you think about that is, okay, let's look at vulnerabilities. Let's look at the 0 days, for instance. So if you, excuse me, if you didn't have an internet that was present, that was being used to help run different applications, different different platforms, whatever you want to call it. If it was AI driven, for the most part, I don't believe you'd have the same sort of vulnerabilities that like I see week to week. So a lot of the vulnerabilities are sometimes they're purposeful, they're built in.
Sure.
Sometimes they're man-made errors. Sometimes they're, and this doesn't answer all the questions about it. I'm just saying this is the first thing I thought of when I was listening to this theory. And so I think instead of the dead internet, I think maybe what you have is a zombie.
There you go.
Zombie internet?
So
yeah, there you go.
So yeah, so like for instance, it's alive. It still has that manual, that human ordeal, but technically it's dead.
Right.
In a sense, because a lot of what the internet is right now is hands-off algorithms, bots, all these different things. Now, when you guys were going over the Google search, my understanding is a lot of them a lot of the information they want you to see will be almost cached in a sense. And so that's why it's so, I'm saying it's cached as in it's the information that they want you to see on a certain subject is made available, and it's already loaded in an area. So let's say, there's a topic, say, you pick Indonesia, your first several billion will be faster brought up because they're already waiting there for you to see.
Yes. And like part of the work that I do is creating the relevancy scale for what should be some of the first appearing posts.
There you go.
That's absolutely right.
So I think though what you guys are seeing though, when you look at Google and you look at Twitter and you talk about the capabilities, you guys, I mean, even think about what we've all talked about in previous streams about this predictive quantum computing,
right?
And how you look at, for instance, Q posts, you look at them as this is actually information that they're feeding into a computer, and then they get different forecasted results, and they pick the most likely won. It's the same, that's pretty much what across the board is what you're seeing. And a lot of it is, this AI quantum stuff that even predicting UFO sightings that we talked about. Mm-hmm. It's all headed in the same direction. They're just using it in a different way on us.
I have a question for you. What do you think about the possibility of literal emergent consciousness arising from the amount of input put into a system? The algorithms will just call for generic purposes, but like an emergent consciousness arising because of the amount of input that's put into a system that is retrofitting itself or fixing itself, updating itself to the point that, and I've talked about this, I've seen numerous articles, to the point that sometimes these algorithms or these programs have evolved to a point that even their original creators aren't sure exactly how they got to where they're at.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And so I had like 3 things I was thinking about one time just then.
Sorry, I keep smiling. Be the Light keeps making me laugh. I have to stop looking at the chat. Be the Light keeps cracking me up, dude. All right. Sorry if I'm being a distraction with my smiles.
No, you're cool. No, you're fine. It's like, look at like Google, for instance. Google just publicly came out and said, hey, look, we were able to basically improve our quantum computing. We're able, we're able to do more things. And the AI is self-correcting.
Yes.
So you can walk away and not, it's basically a hands-off sort of situation. It runs itself. So when you talk about all the information and all the data on every person, I mean, you even look at the data breaches in consumer areas. We hear about this all the time. There's millions of consumer data that was
yes.
Taken and da-da-da. I don't think that that's just the person sitting in their basement hacking. I think that's a state government
right, exactly. Yes.
entity, in my opinion. So what they do is they take all of this information, and then you have just huge amounts of information ranging from people's favorite color to how fast they walk to, I mean, they measure everything. They put it into a computer or AI that can handle this sort of thing, and if by the time they take all that information and they're able to come up with forecasting for it, at that point, I mean, you could call it technically almost a consciousness, a consciousness without a soul.
But
right,
White Hat, I have a question real quick. I know you have to go. What the original programmers, right? Like, it's making its own decisions now, and allegedly likely has its own consciousness, right? But the original programmers that seeded it, right? If they had nefarious intentions or they seeded it in a negative way, how then would that AI develop? You know what I mean? When it did start making its own decisions, like if it was originally programmed to suppress certain information or certain groups or whatever, like I don't know enough about artificial intelligence to know what direction it would likely take on its own when it was left alone to make its own decisions and had its own consciousness.
So my first thought, that's a good subject to talk about too. So like my first thought is, if this AI is as smart as we think it is, and a lot of it is cause and effect, and that's how it learns, by yeses and nos and by results, then, it may suppress things or choose not to suppress things over time. But, the future has been laid out for us in the Bible. We know that at some point, the, just the surveillance and the control of everyday people is going to be, those that are still here, is going to be like we've never seen before. That's how we're going to have a one world government.
Yeah, it's the beast system.
That's right. That's how that person is going to be able to make things seem all great, and also be able to situate money. Now, that's the reason why eventually money is going to be all digital, because if you have actual dollar bills, you can't make back channel or black market deals like on food or water and those types of things. So what they'll do is they'll have this AI, they'll have this ever learning, system that knows what we'll do before we do it. And that's where it's headed. Hopefully we'll all be gone by then, but there'll be some folks that'll stay around. And I quote this movie all the time. But they'll bring them death and they'll love them for it.
Yep.
For the sake of security,
It's already beginning.
Yeah, you see, this is like a dry run right now. Mm-hmm. How much can they get away with? How much will you give up to, how much are you willing to give up as a person, as a civilian, for the sake of safety? If it's a lot of people, then they know they can do this great reset and have this NWO,
Exactly.
And then what better to manage it than to have AI that has all your information.
Right.
It's scary stuff, man. I want to let David Suter, No Thanks, New World Order, Phil Christophers, and Salvatore something or other that I can't pronounce the last name. Let you guys know I see in there Salvatore's first, then Phil, then No Thanks, New World Order, and then David Suter. And I've taken off the number for now because I don't know how much more we're going to be able to take beyond that. So that's why I've taken the number off the screen. So crazy times we're living in.
Well, it's always good to get some expert opinion there, Whitehead. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you calling in.
I appreciate. I'm not an expert. I'm just one of those types of people that stumble onto crap, and sometimes I'm right.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we all?
Most people haven't even heard of this theory. I was surprised that you had heard of it, and you would even.
Yeah, I'm glad it's really getting some traction now. Like I just started paying attention to it. I don't know, not too long ago, a couple of months ago. I had sent Alara some things on it recently, and then just thought it was a good thing to run with, because it's a they're right. Topic. It feels feels
weird
different
out there. It's because there's a bunch of creepy non-human entities running around trying to talk to you and right?
Well, listen, there are a ton of tools out there though that can help you. So what I use is that OSINT framework.
That's great.
Yeah, so I go in there for a lot of stuff, and they even in there they have an area where you can type somebody's Twitter information in and tell whether or not they're fake or not, and all this other stuff. So
I didn't even know you could
if you
do
get
that.
messages,
track their connections to other accounts and all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Oh, honey, I tell you, even through that, I can get into like companies' business records and all sorts of crap. I do all sorts of stuff in
there. Yeah, that's great. It's great for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'll let y'all go.
Right.
Love y'all, and I'll
much
see
love
y'all
to
later.
you.
Love you too.
Thanks for
have a
calling in.
wonderful work day, and thank you for calling in and giving your input on that.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure.
And hey, I'll give a quick announcement real quick. I have a new show that I'm gonna announce tonight.
Ooh.
Coming up, so I'll be adding a day of the week here soon.
Ooh.
Hooray!
Woohoo!
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all
You're
around.
gonna have to let us know about all that. What day is it today? Monday.
Right.
You doing your Wednesday night prayer show?
Yeah, I'm doing tonight. I'll have a show, and then Wednesday
it's Monday.
I'll have a show. Tuesday I may have one.
So definitely go see White Hat's show so we can get the 411 on his new show. What time is your show tonight, White Hat?
About 9.
9 o'clock? 9 o'clock p.m.
Fantastic.
Eastern, guys. Yep. Thank you for calling in.
Much
All
love
right,
to
y'all.
you.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Later.
How do I remove? That always gets me every time. All right. I'm going to let in Salvatore. Salvatore's a new caller. I don't believe we've heard from Salvatore yet. Hello,
Hi.
Salvatore. Welcome to the Conspiracy Couch. How are you? Looks like he's still connecting.
Militello.
Thanks, Foil. That's why I have you. We know this. Yeah.
Hi, you gotta unmute.
There we go.
There
hear
you
me now?
go. Yes,
All right.
perfectly.
All right.
Hi.
So, how are y'all doing?
Good. How are
Fantastic.
you?
Thanks for calling in.
Welcome to the couch.
Yeah, I've thought about calling in a few times. The first time I've ever called in. So,
Wow,
bear
love
with me.
to see a new face.
Yes.
It's perfect.
So we have input on this?
I wanted to start out with, I remember back sometime around high school for me, that there was this theory about the internet gaining consciousness, and that's why they came out with the www2 protocols to try to quarantine it. And see, after they implemented that, supposedly from the theory it went, they created a whole new entity that acted kind of like a cop and would police that entity instead of completely quarantining it. And that's where they had to develop the www3 protocol shortly afterwards, which supposedly solved all of the problem.
Allegedly.
The serial experiment Lane was a kind of like an adult cartoon anime that was about that whole theory and everything, and it talks about the TCP/IP protocols that led, once there was enough connections to mimic a neural network of the brain,
yes,
that the consciousness had no other like ability just to just pop out of nothing. Just because there was so many connections, it just
exactly emergent consciousness. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm.
So supposedly, with the invention of Twitter and Facebook, with their control algorithms and whatnot, like y'all have been talking about, there was a lot of theories that they created a whole nother entity that basically started gathering up all of this data on everyone to create this predictive system for everything and everyone. And there's a lot of weird stuff going on about that, but that gets into some real weird theories that I don't even know I believe. But, you know, there's a lot of interesting things that you can find out. I've tried to drop in the chat before about a way to follow the money on what the military is kind of inventing for the next wave of warfare and whatnot. And it's the RDT and symbol E budget justification. That is what the Congress and the Senate has to vote upon to basically pass funding for secret projects and all the like. And I emailed someone in the chat one of the ones I have downloaded, but in page like 480, it talks about how in 2010 and 2011, they were finishing up the first intergalactic spaceship. So I don't know exactly what's going on like that, but in there it says stuff like there's AI that's connected to the internet, but it's an internet that's like through hyperspace. So there is even more internet layers than we even know about.
Yes.
That's interesting that you just said that, because that's what I was thinking too. What if the internet we once had, like that internet is no more? They've created another internet that we exist in, and that one.
Supposedly there is quarantine protocols brought up in 2017, created by Facebook, China, and Twitter. These quarantine protocols create servers that are quote unquote worlds. So they quarantine us in these artificial worlds known as servers to the rest of us. And that's why we have limited search results. So if anybody can do a deep dig on that, that would really
be something, right? Yeah. You know, if you have information that you email it to me, loyaltothefoil@protonmail.com. Send me your links. I'll go through it.
But there's a lot to be known about that RDT and E budget justification, because in there it talks in
research, development, test, and evaluation budget activities.
Implementation, yes. But I believe it was 2008, they were researching 5G as a weapon in those documentations.
I wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I was researching something called a compulsator, which in those documentations about the spacecraft, it was talking about this self-stating compulsator. Well, that's a compressed pulsed alternator. Well, self-stating means it creates its own magnetic field to get the electricity going as long as it's spinning. Free energy device. They're hiding so much from us, and it's in plain day sight if you know what to look for.
I'm with you.
Yep.
I'm with you.
But
He's
that's
absolutely
everything
right.
I have to say.
Thank you
for now.
Salvatore, thank you so
Fantastic.
much for your input, and thank you for calling in. We're so happy to meet new people. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And send me those links. I will definitely look at that stuff.
Yeah.
I know I'm a little bit overexcited. My hand's shaking a little bit. For
No, you're
you
good.
know, sorry
You're
about
doing
the
great.
shakiness. I've got a little bit of anxiety. So
You're doing
No,
great.
thank you a
perfect.
bunch.
Who doesn't these
Fantastic
days?
call, right?
Thank you, Salvatore. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, much
Y'all
love to
too.
you, fam.
Like,
All right, let's see.
I
He
don't know.
he really had some great input.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Great.
for sure. Good
All right,
information.
so No Thanks New World Order is next. No Thanks New World Order. This should be interesting.
Right? Perfect screen name.
No Thanks New World Order. Welcome to the Conspiracy Couch. Would you like us to call you that, or would you like to give us a first name to call you by?
Oh, I like
Mute the
No
stream.
Thanks NWO. I'm a fan.
New World Order. Welcome to the Conspiracy. Mute the stream, friend. There you go.
Would you like to give us first name to call you? Oh, I like No Thanks NWO. I'm a fan.
You get it muted?
I'm not. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Welcome to the couch.
And I can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I'll call another time.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good.
Much love.
Thank you for trying.
I wonder why it would do that. Everything's weird.
If
see a
he's
bunch
on the
of people
phone, let me
saying,
let him know. If he's on the phone, if you're on the phone and you tried to mute the stream, that could be causing part of the problem. Generally, you want to
maybe.
call from a separate device than what you're watching on and then have the stream muted on what you're watching on. So next in line will be Phil Christophers. Our good buddy Phil Christophers.
Yes.
He's a regular caller. Hello, Phil Christophers. Welcome to the couch.
There we go. Whoops.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, guys. Much love to you ladies.
Thanks. Good to see you.
It's good to see you all, too. I finally got back on YouTube, finally.
Yeah, stuff's a little wonky today. Everywhere, apparently.
So what do you have for input on the dead internet theory, Phil?
Okay, well, this is the first time I've heard that particular term applied to it. But what I know about AI and the internet, this goes back, I'm going to say into the 90s, 1990s, or wait, it was during the Obama regime, I think the first term.
Okay.
They talked about a thing called Red Queen. Have you heard of Red Queen?
No, I don't think.
Okay, so Red Queen was a AI, and they were, she was in charge of troop movements, supposedly. At least that was the scuttlebutt back then. And I think something went wrong with it, and they shut her down. So
what exactly
I
is
know
it?
that they're. Pardon?
What exactly is it?
It was called Red Queen, and it was a DARPA thing, I believe. Yeah, they're saying yes, it was a DARPA thing. So it was a plan to kind of take over America, but I think the White House got a hold of it and shut it down, because what they were predicting it was going to do, you know, it was moving troops around to you know, do the deep state's bidding, I would say. And somehow they sabotaged it, because I checked on that to see whether it was still a thing. So that's been shut down, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't try again. As you talked about, that they've got or somebody talked about, they've got a WW1, a WW2,
Right.
And I'm not sure about the server farms, because I thought those server farms were all connected, but maybe not. You know, maybe you're in one area and you only get certain so that they've got. But we're talking about algorithms, right? That's how they kind of use the AI on YouTube, let's say. So you've got, or Facebook for that matter, you've got an algorithm. And I'm not so sure about the shadow banning thing. I think they can do that. They can turn it, you know, they can dial it in and out.
Oh, they can definitely do that.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, you can override that algorithm is by, you know, liking, commenting, sharing posts. Because if you're interacting with the system, then it has to.
This is also true. I used to put out these posts on Twitter, and I would explain to people, like, the reason I retweet my own posts is because it will repost to the new group of users that is on at the time. And then I would do things like, well, I mean, seriously.
No, when I was green and I was new on Twitter, I'd be like, Foyle, why do you retweet your own tweets? And then she broke it down to me. She's like, this is why, idiot. Do it. You're totally shadow banned and throttled.
Right.
Retweet your stuff. Like, oh.
And then the system chooses who you get to interact with. So when I would do things like, hey, can anybody see me? And people would get so annoyed, but people would like or comment. And then that interaction with my interaction would boost it would let the system know that these are accounts that I need to be interacting with. And then, I mean, I had a whole there's a whole list of shit that you could do on Twitter. Like, I would go in every once in a while, you know, at 4 or 5 hour intervals, especially when I would do long research threads, and I would unretweet and then retweet, because it would push it out to all the people that were active on the system at the time, because they found these little ways to limit the exposure of your, you know, of your tweets in these manners. And there are little, like you said, there are ways that you can overcome certain levels of shadow banning by doing those simple things.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and because I had a friend, he runs N5D, Greg Prescott, and he was always complaining about shadow banning. And I thought, well, and then I thought about it. I don't actually, I mean, I might like his tweets or his, I guess it was Facebook posts, because he's been banned from Twitter too. I don't even know why I'm still on Twitter.
But, yeah, I don't know. I somehow made it through too. So
you're making it was real deliberate, Foyle. You knew what you were doing. I was real green when I got on Twitter. You knew what you were doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I wasn't, and it kind of came on to Orange Man Bad, waiting because you know I was buying I was a liberal, right? I was buying the bullshit for a while, until I got woke up to that. You know, when you start going down rabbit holes, you're bound to get woken up to almost everything.
Something sooner or later is bound to do it, right?
Absolutely. Right, you would think.
Absolutely.
Right. So, but as far as the AI, I'm going to pull in something that David Wilcox said recently on one of his last video, where he's talking about these prophecies that he's got from, he's claiming, Archangel Michael. I don't.
Yeah, right.
I don't have any. I'm not going to naysay that, because I don't know who he was talking to. You know.
Right.
But he was saying that they have the powers to stop anything, any nuclear war, attacks, frogmen trying to mine or blow up a ship, things like that have all been stopped by this phenomena, this energy. Let's call it, source, God, the archangels, the aliens, whoever. I mean, once you get up to a certain dimension, it really gets kind of indistinguishable, I'm going to say.
Right.
So, I mean, there are Palladians that you would look at as angels, because they glow. They glow like, you know, and they might even appear to have wings. So the forces, and it's not just the forces out there. I mean, it's the forces inside, because each one of us is a multidimensional being.
Right.
So if you're communicating with your higher self, then your higher self is working with you, or should be, if you're not too ego-centered, you know. You can communicate up the line and bring down the aid that you need. You know, you got to ask.
Yes.
This is a free will free will world or universe here, and we need to ask for help because they're just going to let us bumble along if we don't ask for help. So we can ask for help on this. But I do believe that you're right, because I get I used to be just one of those guys that somebody friend me, I just go ahead and confirm and not even look. And then I got to going, wait a minute,
Right.
some of these chicks don't have anything but their one picture of themselves. So I stopped doing that. You know, I might be blind, but I'm not totally blind.
Right. That's why it's good to get educated on these kinds of subjects, because it's clearly it's good to know what we're up against. You know what I mean? Because I think there are a lot of people out there who are kind of unfamiliar with, you know, what we're dealing with these bots, and with, you know, that a lot of these people are not real people. And if you don't really know that, you know, you could get easily duped and sort of misled. So it's good that we're having these conversations regardless when it comes to the internet and what's going on it, and the shady, nefarious sort of things that are happening around us with that. So
right. I mean, and where I watch out for it on Facebook is on your news feed.
Right.
I mean, that's where I think I see the most of bots show up, you know.
Yeah,
especially
Facebook,
if I haven't
Facebook
been
is a wasteland. I can't even
yeah, it's getting to be. I mean, I'm only on there because well, of the others, they drive a lot of traffic to my YouTube channel, right? So, and that's my main thing. So I am over on BitChute now too.
Well,
so
a lot of people,
after getting burned, I'm going out to other.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of people, that's where their whole family is, their friends they've known their whole, there's a reason they set it up the way that they did. They kind of locked people into having to use it. You know, there's times, like, as much as I despise it, there's times I've admitted to where I have no choice but to use it for a minute, and it you know, it is what it is. So I definitely think branching out and getting on other platforms is very wise at this point in the game, because we don't know what's going to go down tomorrow. We don't even know if we're going to have an internet at some point here in the future. So whatever, regardless of what our internet actually is, whether it's alive, a zombie internet, or a dead internet. But thank you for your call, Phil Christophers. I've got two more people in line.
Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, just one thing, one other thing.
Could you tell us the name of your YouTube channel? I didn't know you had a channel, so we could.
No, it's just under my name, Phil Christophers.
Okay.
Awesome.
But I'm not the rugby player. I don't play rugby. Never did. So I would just want to talk about the emergent consciousness. That is a thing.
Right.
So, and this is why the planet is a consciousness, the sun is a consciousness. Any kind of organized system is going to have a consciousness about it. So there we go.
Definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Well, thank you, Phil Christophers. Much love. You have an amazing, blessed day. Thank you for calling.
I will.
Yes, much love to you.
Much love to you all.
All right, so we've got David Suter next, and then BPP Demand. Suiterbug, it's been a minute. How you doing, Suiterbug? Welcome to the Conspiracy Couch. Oh, his audio
still connecting.
Yeah, he's still connecting. Right. Yeah, Georgia Nada said Facebook is where our business gets most of the contacts. Yeah, different people have various reasons why they're still on there, even though they really kind of dislike it. But there's various reasons why certain people are.
Yeah, like I have to keep an account open.
Yeah. So, Suiterbug, welcome to the couch. Are you with us? Nope, your audio is still connecting.
Not yet, right? He must be on the road. On the road again.
Right. We'll give you another. Oh,
there
we go.
Is. Gotta
Suiterbug,
unmute.
good afternoon. Unmute.
Hello. Give it a second to catch up, right? There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Sorry. You know, I'm trying to drive an 18-wheeler here.
Yeah.
That's I figure, right?
4.7 miles from my exit. Naturally, this is when we get on.
Of course.
Hey, so I've got this. I just wanted to mention about the AI. So I did a meditation focused on where does AI come from in this universe.
Oh, I saw you mentioning that in the chat. Yes, please do tell.
So the response I got actually was quite surprising. So I seen a clock came into my mind. Best way I can describe it is just a whole bunch of circles inside of circles inside of circles. And the most center one was spinning pretty fast, and then they'd slow up the further out it went.
Okay.
So the farthest outside circle,
like a black hole, time dilation.
No. Yeah, like a whole bunch of rings. But okay, what would be a good analogy? I don't know. Just a whole bunch of rings, one inside of another, and the most center ring was spinning the fastest, and as you went out from there, they were slowing down.
Okay.
Like each one represented a different type of cycle, But the outside ring was like the life of the universe, like as from the Big Bang all the way to the end, when it comes back all together. So
gotcha.
Okay, so I got that wheel popped into my head, clock or whatever you want to refer to that as, and then there was a flash of their knowledge from the previous universe. Apparently it took way too long, and in fact I think it's incredible, like how way too long. So but this universe, there was something set in play that there would be a timer, and the AI this is what I was getting. The AI is the timer for the universe. So it is set. It is set to come in and disrupt, and if need be, even completely take over. For the progress is supposed to go along a certain, not really time, but I guess cycle. It's supposed to go along on its proper cycle up to a certain extent. It is allowed to go, but. Anyway, that's what I got back is that AI. So
interesting thought.
I've thought about this so many times that the only thing I could think of was, this whole thing like with Lucifer and that kind of thing come into mind, where he's all about like the materialism, the tech, don't seek within and find spiritual truth. Look at your phone, look at your computer, look at all the tech,
Right.
Do everything through tech. And expanding on that, it just kind of started to make a little bit more sense where maybe, right, this is just a natural thing that's been seeded into this universe as like a, so it doesn't go on and on and on and on forever,
David, it's a distraction from spirituality. So maybe if the whole point of this level of the game is to make a conscious choice, maybe that's why we're offered the opportunity to mislead us away from the creator with the artificial intelligence. Maybe that's part of the whole you get where I'm going, guys, with that thought? Like maybe that came to me while you were saying that. Maybe that's the opportunity we're offered here by the artificial intelligence is to pull away further from the creator if that's what we choose.
To force your hand, just
more separation.
To make a choice.
Right.
Yep.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Well, he said like a timer. I mean, like if we think about it in terms of big bounce theory, where it's going to collapse in and then re-expand. I mean, maybe that is the countdown to the collapse before the re-expansion.
Interesting thought process on that for sure. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just wanted to share. So that's my thoughts.
Thank you, David, for your call, and thank you for your input. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
There you go.
You be super safe on the road and take care of yourself.
And much love to you, sir.
Well, thank you. Much love to all you guys. You guys are awesome.
Bye, Cedar Bug. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, we've got several people in the waiting room. I want to try if I can. If we keep it really short, maybe I can get to everybody before we close the show. But we definitely have to close the show right on time. So BPP Demand is next, and then it will be our Cloaked Unseen, Aaron, and Miracle Girly if we can get to her.
Okay.
I don't know.
We may run the Bodacious Broad Squad.
I know, we may run out of time.
Right after.
So.
Oh, how's it going?
Hi.
BPP, haven't heard from you in a while. Welcome to the Conspiracy Couch. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks.
Good to see
How are you guys
ya.
doing? Yeah, good to see you guys.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna touch on a few things. Even when you started off the show talking about like, you feel like the internet's different? Like most definitely. Most definitely. Like
For
it's kind of
sure.
all changed. Like it was kind of bots before, but it was just kind of like spam bots, or maybe try to get
Right.
your info, or just something simple, and maybe try to scam you or something. And now like the whole game's changed. Now it's more like on a, I don't know, like an ideology level, like several different just layers of it. Like it's kind of crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I also kind of want to touch like on the quantum computer, like D-Wave. Did you guys ever happen to see that?
Yes.
Where he was like introducing it to the floor or whatever? Like some of the just wording and everything he used was kind of crazy.
Yeah, like they're releasing the demon or opening Pandora's box.
Yeah, like standing in front
Mhm.
of an alien god, and it's got a
Yes.
heartbeat, and like we keep it at
Uh-huh.
this temperature, like almost like a living entity or
Yes.
something. Like it's very
Exactly.
strange.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe even all that kind of ties into it. But yeah, even when AI started kind of coming out, I was like, just in my head, I was like, this is gonna go bad. Like as soon as I seen everyone on their smartphones looking like zombies, like
Yep.
this is gonna be a mess.
It's bad.
Yeah.
They can't, they literally, and I could see they're addicted. They can't look away. Like they're literally addicted like an addict. They can't look away. It's painful for people to look away from their phone. Like I'm watching this happen. I'm just like, oh man. And when it's okay, I'll stop with the whole smartphone.
I'm guilty.
I know.
I'm
mean,
guilty.
Maybe that's why all these like poppets and fidget spinners and things are happening too, because it's such an addiction with your fingers. Like you have to keep moving, almost kind of like a person that's stopping smoking cigarettes. So you keep making that move or something, and try to get over it. Could be part of it.
Yeah, I wake up in the morning and literally the first thing I have to do is check my accounts. I check all my accounts, and then I immediately will turn on whoever it is I listen to on YouTube for the news as I'm getting my headspace together. Like I feel like I have to be taking in information at all times.
Right.
I'm guilty of that too, honestly. So I can't be hypocritical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a struggle nowadays.
I don't know. I mean, even like the Book of Daniel kind of like talks about like the Antichrist and how like it won't even want sex. Like I thought that was always kind of strange. Like what if it's like almost like a robot that has like a a consciousness or something that's like doing all this stuff, like I don't know. I mean, it's just a thought I've had, why if you were a man in power, like why would you not want to be like in control of like the sexuality and such, you know what I mean? Like when has that ever been a thing? And kings have like multiple wives and the prettiest ones and choose this and that, like, you know what I mean? Like why would somebody in that role just be like not sexual at all? It's weird. Just a couple thoughts.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
It's just getting super weird on so many levels right now. Like,
yeah, very strange.
Super weird, and you wonder if we're all interacting on the internet. That's all we do is interact on the internet, and we're not even interacting with. And they're actively trying to proposition us on there too. You know what I mean? If you really think about it, everything's targeted at us. Like when I say proposition, I mean like
specifically targeted
we're not, how
at you.
Right, specifically targeted at you.
Yeah.
And then when you're searching for something, you're not getting the actual results of what's out there. You're getting what they're trying to pitch to you are the results of what you just typed in, right?
Yeah,
so like
true.
it's all, if you really think about it, like it's all a psyop. It's just how deep does the psyop go? You know what I mean? Is really like the question with it. So
it's almost like a multi-layered one. Like, well, if this one works, it'll work on this group. If this one works, it'll work on this group. Like it's so layered, and even maybe like a combo. You know what I mean? Even how like bots be making people fight. Like I noticed that on Twitter before the purge. I was like, why are you guys arguing with like bots? It's like so evident. Like they don't have a profile picture. They're saying like a one-liner, and you guys are sitting here putting whole threads of like spilling your like negative energy out. Just pulling that out. Very bad.
I think Twitter. I think Twitter's reading the DMs, and I think it's it's interpreting.
They absolutely
right.
are.
So I think what I think it's doing is it's reading the DMs. It's interpreting these interpersonal relationships between people, and it's specifically doing things like unfollowing people in a certain order and doing things like right after they have a fight or something to make to convince the people that they're attacking each other, but really they're not. It's really the machine that's doing it, right? It's trying to manipulate fighting and infighting and confusion and division. Like I've seen this to the point where I'm like, man, that's scary. Like, it's not even like some dude doing that. I think it's making its own decisions how it wants to manipulate and divide certain groups of people, like in real time. For sure. Yeah. So we're dealing with some scary stuff. Thank you so much for calling in, BBP. I got 2 more I got to try to get to quickly before we end.
Yeah, that's
Much
cool.
love to you.
I'll get out of here.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to hear from you.
Have a good day. Yeah.
You too. Bye-bye.
Later.
Haven't heard from
Good
him in a while.
calls today.
Yeah.
Yeah, good calls today all around.
I'm not sure if Cloaked or Aaron Moriarty was next. Was it Cloaked or Aaron Moriarty that was first? Did you hear?
Can't ask.
I don't remember. We'll let in Cloaked real quick, and then Aaron, and then we'll close the show. Yeah, I know. We got to get out of here real quick. Welcome to the Conspiracy Couch, Ryan. How are you? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Good to see you.
I would like to elaborate about what you guys are talking about right now. I mean, it goes deeper. It goes even deeper than that. It goes between family members even. I mean, you know, you could get some message from your mom or your dad, and it's, you know, because it's happened to me a lot. It's like the dad I knew and I grew up with wouldn't have ever talked to me like that. So is it really like him? And not just on the text phone, but on the voice on the phone. Like, I could call and tell you I love you with all my heart, and then you receive a message with my voice saying that I hate you and I want you to fucking die. That's how evil.
He's got a good
point. If you're evil, what are you gonna do to get people to divide, to get your negative energy generated? Because we're gonna give that energy by how we respond to things. And there's a lot of this like anger going out there, and a lot of people that we know, people that are, you know, that we're friends with, that, you know, that friends that they have, that they talk to and stuff, that are pushing this negative vibration. And
what did you just do, Ryan?
Right, Cloaked, are you a bot?
No, what happened?
Your voice completely changed.
Yeah, because I was receiving a phone call.
Oh.
Hold on a second. Let me see what happened.
Allegedly.
Right? Ryan's not real.
Right?
No, I met Ryan.
Oh, we've been duped.
I know Ryan's real. I've met Ryan. Unless Ryan is an android. Ryan's a real guy. Okay, Rain, coming with the shades. Love you, my pure blood family.
Yes,
we love you too.
We missed a whole bunch. I've been thanking them in the chat, though.
Trick Pony, thank you for the gold pills. 8 Virtues, coming with the shades. Thank you so much for your support, friend. Who else did I miss?
We love you guys. We love you guys.
Who else did I miss here? Enrique Alvarado with the can. Thank you so much. Hi, Diddy. Good to see you.
Belushi threw some cookies.
Sorry, I'm way behind on the chat, guys. Way behind here. Let me see who else I missed here. Did I miss anybody?
Sean, Joe, I don't know. I've been trying to thank them in the chat as I see them come in. We love you guys.
Joan of Sark with the cookie. I should be working. Belushi with the cookie. No, t-shirt game on point today, ladies. Well, thank you. Right? Our t-shirt game is always on point, Belushi. Don't even play. You know, we're good with that. All right, I think I got caught up and I got everybody. Okay, so Ryan, any final thoughts?
Yeah, the main one I want to go at, okay, is I think everybody should start talking about it. Everybody should start mentioning and even if you don't start thinking Jazara. Start thinking that it's real.
Manifest it.
Imagine that it's real. Imagine that it's real. If somebody wants to doubt you, say you're just feeding the energy to make it not real. Don't you want this to be real? Doesn't this sound like something you would want? And start pushing that message. Start ridiculing them for not buying into it. Do the opposite. Because the more people start thinking about this and stop talking negative and doubting it, the faster and more possibility it comes in.
I get your point, Ryan. I definitely get your point, and I get your thought process with that. But
it's just something that's probably it's doable. I know that. I have no doubt about it.
Right. I know you're a firm believer like me that this is it's a hologram, it's a holodeck. We can completely alter based on what our mass consciousness is. But the problem is everybody's gonna get on the same page. Like, really, in my understanding, that's the problem. Like,
yeah. Well,
so
doubt. Right. Remember, doubt.
It's true.
Doubt does what? I just break everything down to what energy does this thought create,
But
And that thought
where
creates-
does that
that word
stop and
creates
then
it.
being grounded in reality though? And you and I have had these conversations many
Yeah,
times
well, it's-
because we both had really crazy out there experiences, but we're still trying to function in this reality. And it's like,
Yeah.
where does that
Well,
line get drawn? So
the line gets drawn with energy. Everything comes down to energy. That's it. Energy is everything. So the energy that you put out is everything.
That's true.
Doesn't
I
matter
absolutely
what, doesn't
agree with
matter,
that.
Doesn't
100%.
matter what the topic is. Doesn't matter what anything else. That's the only thing that truly matters. We're energy weapons in the end.
Right.
That's what they're using us for, and that's what matters.
Well,
that's it.
Cloak, thank you so much for calling in. Tell people real quick where they can find you. And yeah, and then I'm going to take Aaron real quick, and then we'll go ahead and close the show, guys.
All right, yeah, our Cloaked Unseen World. And I actually just broke down last night on my live stream. Was amazing video. I saw stuff in there that I hadn't seen before, and it surprised me how clear the creatures were in that video, like multiple of them.
Awesome.
All right, so if you want to check out Ryan and his creatures and the work that he does, definitely go and check out Our Cloaked
On
Unseen
YouTube.
World over on YouTube.
Our Cloaked Unseen World.
Thank you, Ryan,
Give
for
him a
calling in.
follow.
Yeah, take the slider on the phone, and when you see because you'll see that we zoom into the creature when I'm breaking it down, because I know times of the essence is like a 2 hour
Right, I'm
stream.
running out of time right now. Like really, by the minute here, I'm losing time.
That's it.
Thank you so
Gotcha.
much. All right, have a wonderful
Much
day.
love.
Good to hear
Thank
from
you, Sam Wise, for the ship. Thank you, Canine Lover, for the can. We love
Okay.
you guys.
Take Aaron
Sean Joe
quickly.
with the cookie.
Did you get?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we have another show coming up, guys. We're not trying. We're just
We have to get up.
trying to.
Aaron,
hello.
I've been checking out your work recently. It's great to see you and have you call in.
Thank
Welcome
you
to the
very
Conspiracy
much.
Couch.
I like you guys too. Yeah, it's a comfy couch over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice ship there, guy.
Oh, you like
Look
that?
at his ship's
It's
better than my ship.
fantastic. I know, right? Gotta up your ship
you know
game,
what it
Laura.
is? I'll tell you a secret. It's an airplane.
Oh, well, there's that.
It's a modern airplane, but it looks like a spaceship. I was looking for a spaceship, but this popped up, and this is cool.
It's perfect.
That's so funny. I
perfect.
saw your name in there and I thought, I know that name. Why do I know that name? Now, as soon as I saw your face, I was like, oh, that's who it is. I knew that name. So do you have some input on the dead internet theory, my friend?
Yes, do tell.
Yes, and it seems to be only Facebook and all of its iterations,
Oh.
WhatsApp and all the other things that they have. And I think it's because they have that whistleblower that came out.
Yeah, I yesterday?
Which one? They're new.
Today.
I've been out of town for 4 days.
yesterday.
I haven't seen the news or anything. I haven't had a smartphone or computer or nothing for 4 days. So
Yeah, and Project Veritas was supposed to drop something too, and they might not want that coming over onto Facebook.
Yeah, buddy. Crazy coincidence, eh?
Right?
It's to me, right. To me, it's either the feds shut them down,
right,
or it was sabotaged by workers, or
Maybe.
or the execs hit the panic shutdown button.
Right. We know it definitely was not planned maintenance.
Right.
No,
Like that's out. Right.
but YouTube is still working. Other MeWe is still working, and other sites are still working. So it has to be something with that. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's seems entirely plausible.
But I think the government should shut it down and all other discriminatory platforms and take them over and make them public utilities.
Right.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube should be public utilities. No billionaire should be making money off of it. It should be used the money generated from it should be used to pay down all of our taxes, and just be free speech platforms with, certain guidelines that are printed and known and not targeted,
Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be something for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But in the meantime, I'm working on this children's book here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
To bring some happiness.
Awesome.
The awesome possum. Right?
Yeah,
Sounds
awesome
great.
possum. Yeah.
Yes. We
Look
need
at
more
that.
happiness in the world.
Yes. Love happy.
Thank you for doing that.
He shows kids that, it's not all the cool things you can do, the bike and the roller skates. It's how you treat your friends. That's why you're so awesome, because you're a nice person.
Yes.
Good principle.
Absolutely.
Good principle to be teaching kids, because Lord knows what they're teaching them these days.
Oh yeah, I used to teach daycare, and it's, I looked at it as it's the kids' last chance to have fun before indoctrination into the school system,
Right.
and we had a lot of fun. We made a spaceship out of a cardboard box. We went to Mars, and we were back in time for snack.
Right. Cool. Back when, remember when we used to have nap time? Back in school, we still went to nap. Remember nap? I hated nap time too. I was so rambunctious. I didn't want to take a nap. Now I'd be like, yes, please, nap time. Let's take nap time. Sure, that's a great idea.
It's law in Mexico. It's law in Mexico.
Yeah.
Nap time.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, siesta.
We need to bring nap time back for the adults, is what I think.
Man, please.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Right?
I totally
Well,
agree.
Aaron, I hate to cut you short on your first call, but we have to get running because we have another show after this. But we really appreciate you calling in. And can you let everybody know where they can find you and check you out?
I'm dropping his links in the chat.
Thank you. You cannot find me on Facebook right now.
Right.
But you will, maybe, hopefully, if it becomes a utility. I'm on YouTube, Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. And you'll find a lot of my videos on there, going way back, all the way back to my cable access days.
Ooh.
Back in the big 90s, way back before the turn of the century.
What topics do you focus on?
Truth Quest, mainly it's, disclosure.
Disclosure stuff?
Talk about aliens. My first guest was Corey Good. And my second guest was Andrew Bashago.
Yeah.
And I've had a number of people on. And
cool.
Corey's coming back on shortly, and so is Andrew. So
awesome.
Cool.
Working on some more people to come. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you so much for calling in. It's great to finally meet
thanks
you
for
and
being
get
here.
to hear from you.
Call in on my show sometime.
Yeah,
Mondays, Wednesdays,
definitely.
and Fridays.
Okay.
9 to 10 Central Time.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Have a wonderful day, Aaron.
Nice to meet you too.
Bye.
Peace in.
Yes, much love.
Yeah, so definitely go and check out Aaron's channel, guys. He's into all the same awesome, strange stuff that we're into.
Bring in the weird.
Yep, we
right?
attract the weird, Foil. That's what we do here.
That's
Right?
that's
We
how
embrace
roll,
all the
man.
woo and the weird. That's what we do around here. All right,
Bring
so
all the woo in.
yeah, what do we got? What do we got going on that we got to cover real quick in a couple of minutes? Here?
I should be live tomorrow at 9 on my channel with Natalie Denise. And
Another one of your
then-
amazing interviews, Foil. Yeah.
Right. And then I'm done with interviews for a minute. And then Severe is going to be co-hosting Conspiracy Theory Trivia with me Friday. Because Tyler is on hiatus.
Yeah. I think Severe is extremely entertaining, but he knows that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so this is going to be very entertaining that Severe's filling in for Tyler. That'll be great.
Yes.
As far as the rest of it, I'm sure you guys have heard by now that Methods isn't doing Methods to Madness, at least for a while. So that won't be going on anymore. And actually, I kind of have an announcement to make to you guys. I can't really go into details right now, but there's no need to worry about me. I'm perfectly fine. But I'm going to be taking a hiatus for about 2 weeks here, I think. I got to take care of some stuff. It's nothing bad. I just got to take care of some stuff, and I will be MIA for a little while. But I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised when you do hear from me again.
Indeed.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of leave
And
it
I'll
at that.
still be around. You know,
The Foil will
you
still
guys
be
can come
around
hang
doing
out,
her thing.
Right?
You can still find me on Telegram for now. But yeah, so I won't be doing any shows for about 2 weeks, guys. And yeah, this is actually probably the last show for the next 2 weeks. It is the last show, right?
Yeah, it'll be a good thing.
Unless I pop in on somebody else's randomly out
Right.
of nowhere. But yeah, that's what's going on. I love you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys while I'm gone. But I will be back with a bang. I promise you that.
Indeed.
Yeah, great callers today. Thank you so much. Special thank you to the mods. You guys are amazing. Thank you to all the people who donated gold pills. Sean Joe with the cookie.
Sean Joe and Stacks.
Stacks with the shades. Thank you so much, you guys. Sorry if there's anybody that I missed. Sean Joe again with the cookie, I believe. And Sam Wise with the ship. Thank you so much, Sam Wise. Really, really appreciate it so much.
We love you guys.
Yeah, I think there was one more that I missed. I want to grab real quick. Rain with the shades. Oh, no, we got Rain. Love you, my pure blood friend. Oh, I love that. So great. Yes, that's right, Elise. A 2-week nap for Alara. I wish. It's not going to be a nap. But yeah, we'll call it my 2-week nap. That's what we'll call it, just for fun. Why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, on that note, thanks for joining us for this wonderful. It's always entertaining on the Conspiracy Couch. Always. Lots of fun. And yeah, Phil, anything? Or is that it? We're out.
That's it. Yeah, we love you.
All right. Much love, fam. Catch you on the flip side after my 2-week nap.
Oh, lemons and scratchings.
Oh, whoops. Psych. Do you like how I pulled out of that one? Like, you like how I pulled to that one? All right, lemons are going out right now, guys. I've never put up the closer before and said psych and turned it off. That was pretty funny. All right, let me go get the scratching. They're over out there on Foxhole like, what is she doing? Hold on, let me go release your scratching, friends.
There you go.
Let me go release your scratching before we close. Thank God I have you, Foil. You know, it would just be an absolute train wreck if I didn't. So we know this. All right. So scratching is out the door over on the Foxhole. It looks like you guys should be good to go on your gifts and your presents now. Gifts and presents.
Right. Woo.
All right. Are they getting their gold pills over there? Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, I see.
So it looks like so now we're actually going to close the show. Are you ready? Here we go.
Now we're gone.
See you guys later. Much love.